What's up, guys? My name's Cody, and this is another UFC betting breakdown. This time for UFC 295. We got two title fights, and honestly, this card is stacked from top to bottom, so I cannot wait. So let me know in the comments below your favorite fights, your most confident picks, and your most confident bets. I appreciate you. Click subscribe, click like on the video. It really helps out the algorithm, and I am dropping a ton of UFC content, UFC 5 content. And speaking of UFC 5, I'm still giving away 7 more copies, and if you already have the game and you win the giveaway, I will just send you $70 cash, whatever way you want. You'll see information on that in the caption below. But all that out of the way, man, let's get into this first fight of the night. We got Denis Buzeka taking on Jamal Emmers. And I always forget how to say Buzeka's last name here, but I'm doing my best. Jamal Emmers, man, we've been seeing him fight in the UFC for a while. Mixed bag. Obviously not a great performance in his last fight, but Jack Jenkins does seem pretty legit. Got heel hooked by Pat Sabatini, who we're going to be talking about later. That Giga Chikadze fight, that was a bummer for me because I really thought he had that fight. Some fight IQ issues, and he always has had some fight IQ issues in my opinion. Going into this fight, I do think he's got a lot of advantages over Buzeka. Coming off a loss to Sean Woodson, Sean Woodson pretty legit, obviously. Before then, he was on a nice run. He's got solid power. He's definitely dangerous on the feet. I do feel like Jamal Emmers is the more technical striker, and then I do think he's the much better grappler. With the wrestling, with the jiu-jitsu, I do think he should be a sizable favorite. I think 270 is pretty fair. I'm going to be looking to maybe put him in a two-fighter parlay or so. I do think he should win the fight. The fight IQ does scare me. He does make mistakes in there. But I think he gets back, bounces back here. Denis is only 26, so he's got time to improve. But where they're at right now, I got to go Jamal Emmers. I think he's the more put together fighter, and I think he'll get it done. I'm going to take Jamal Emmers by decision. Let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got two young prospects, man. Joshua Van taking on Kevin Borjas. And Borjas, almost 2-1 favorite. Underdog. Both guys are young, and I had to go through and watch some tape because I had seen Borjas maybe a fight, and then Joshua Van, I don't think I had ever seen him, but honestly, was pretty impressed. When I first saw this, I was like, okay, it's dog or pass for sure. Two newcomers. But, both guys, solid strikers. Joshua Van, really nice kicks. Both guys are a little offensive-minded, which you typically do see with these younger guys. But especially younger guys doing a lot of winning. But both guys, good finish upside. For flyweights, they both have power. Overall, I think that the favorite is on the Van side because he has the better defense. I think Borjas has some pretty decent issues with his defense. He does seem to get hit a lot. In his one loss, he caught a kick and was finished. I feel like Joshua Van, a little bit more put together, even though he's only 22, which is very young, and that does scare me. So I'm not going to be putting him in any parlays or betting this fight probably at all, but I'm going to go Joshua Van. I'm going to take Joshua Van to win by knockout. I do think Borjas' defense is an issue, and Joshua Van could capitalize on that. I'm going to say he's going to land some of his kicks and end up finding the knockout. I'm going to say second round knockout. Let's take Joshua Van, and let's move on to the next fight. This fight is a banger, man. This fight's been... I won't say a banger like the last fight where I think someone's getting put to sleep. I do think this fight's probably going to go to decision, but this is a high-level fight and one that I've been having trouble picking. As far as Kung Ho Kong, he showed some fight IQ issues too in that Hani Yahya fight. I really thought he could have won that. Never been finished in his UFC career, 10-year career, and he's never been finished. John Castaneda, pretty durable as well, but we did see him get finished by Daniel Santos. Both guys, good grapplers. Castaneda, maybe a slightly better takedowns, offensive wrestling. But, Kong's striking's been looking better than ever, really, in his last couple of fights. 36, but seems like he's still making improvements. It's going to be a close fight. This is going to go to decision, most likely. It's going to be close. I get it. If you're whatever side you're on, I think this is going to be a close competitive fight. I can see it going either way. Overall, I don't really love Castaneda's volume. Neither guy are huge volume guys, but I'm going to side with the underdog, Kong Ho Kong. I'm going to take him to edge a decision. He's typically pretty good about scoring and winning rounds. So I'm going to take Hung Ho Kong to win the decision. Should be a good fight. Should be close. I'm going to go with the side with the plus money. I do think at 36 he still has a couple good years left in him. I think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be close, and I'm looking forward to it. Give me Kung Ho Kong by decision, and let's move on to the next one. Speaking of two grapplers, even though Jared Gordon likes to throw hands, fighting Mark. I mean, really, I can't label Jared Gordon a grappler these days. He's been loving throwing the hands. A lot of people think he won that Paddy Pimblett fight in his last fight. Mark Matson coming off his first loss. Grant Dawson ended up finishing him in the third, but Mark Matson, he's 39 years old. His gas tank hasn't been amazing. I don't think it's going to be getting better anytime soon. Jared Gordon's big hole has been his durability. If you can catch him clean, you can put him out. The good thing for him is I don't think Mark Matson has a ton of power. As a matter of fact, I know he doesn't have a ton of power. Can he take Gordon down? Of course he can, but can he hold him there? I don't think so. So I'm going to take Jared Gordon to probably get taken down a couple times, but then find the chin. I don't know if he'll get the knockout. Mark Matson's been very durable, but I'm going to say he's going to land the better shots. Overall, I'm going to take Gordon by decision. I think he'll land the powerful enough shots, the impactful enough shots for the judges to win 2 rounds of this fight at least. He could find the finish, but I'm going to take Jared Gordon to win by decision. Let's move on. I know he's a 2-1 favorite, and that's a little scary for someone who doesn't have the greatest durability, but I don't see Mark Matson knocking him out, so I'm going to take Jared Gordon. Let's move on to this next fight. We got Nazim Sadikov taking on Veslav Borchev. It's going to be a fun fight, man. I've been impressed with Sadikov in his last couple fights. Dude's definitely legit, only 29, still making improvements. This is a good fight. I do think he is the higher ceiling, the more potential in these fights, because Borchev has shown the grappling is just not there, the wrestling is not there. But I gotta say, man, I don't see this fight gonna take place much on the ground. I think Sadikov is gonna mostly strike with him, and in a striking fight, man, I love Borchev's chances. I really think this dude's striking is super legit. We haven't got to see it a ton because guys aren't trying to strike with him. But training at Team Alpha Male, I'm sure his grappling's getting better. But Sadikov is over there at Longo and Weidman. He's training with killers as well. Both these guys young, getting better, improving. Overall, though, man, styles make fights, and I didn't see myself picking against Sadikov, especially anytime soon. But overall, in a striking fight, it's hard to pick against Borchev. So I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going to take Borchev. I just feel like in a striking fight, he is always going to be live in this division. His striking's super legit, super dangerous, high finish upside. Give me Borchev. I'm going to say he's going to clip Sadikov, and I'm going to take him by knockout. And I know Sadikov's super legit. I think he has a ton of potential to improve and become a ranked fighter in this division. But as far as, Saturday, I'm going to take the better striker and what I think is going to be a 15-minute fight on the feet for the most part. So give me Borchev by knockout. Let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got Mateusz Rebecki taking on Roosevelt Roberts, coming back in from the Ultimate Fighter. This is a good fight, man. Tough fight to give Roberts and his his comeback to the UFC. Overall, I think this is going to be close. I think Roosevelt Roberts, good striking, but overall likes to use those long limbs and find those chokes. He's got nasty chokes. We even saw that on the Ultimate Fighter. Pretty versatile, pretty well-rounded. I do think, Rebecki's going to pose some problems because, obviously 18-1. He's been doing a lot of winning. He's very durable. His grappling's solid. It's going to be tough to catch him in a choke. I think overall, Rebecki, he can get on top. He can land the more powerful shots. But Roberts, he's sneaky with those submissions. He can find the chin with that long reach. And he's going to have a decent height and reach advantage in this fight, which he's pretty good at using. Because height and reach is only an advantage if you know how to use it. And he typically does. But, hopefully he can stay off his back. I am going to take Roosevelt Roberts. And, is there a line in this fight yet? Because, where are we at? Yeah, they got him as a huge freaking underdog. And I mean, I get it. Like, I completely get it. This line is still, coming to a lot of books. Overall, I mean, I get it. Like, you go through his fights, he's got some good wins on the regional scene. He came in, Radzhabov finished him in the second round. But this is a step up, and I knew, when they first showed the line, I was like, okay, I mean, I get it. Rebecca can get on top. Rebecca can land the big, more powerful shots, but this is dog or pass for me, man. You're gonna lay 7-1. I mean, when I was looking at it, it was like 5-1. I thought, 5-1. But I just think that it's dog or pass, man. This is still a step up as far as Roosevelt still got UFC experience. He's gonna be hungry. He doesn't want to get cut again. I'm gonna take the huge underdog, man. I mean, I get a gun to my head. Would I pick Rebecca? I mean, overall, you're putting me into a corner. I guess. If the line was even, maybe I would pick Rebecca. But, man, this is dog or pass all day. Give me Roosevelt Roberts to snatch up, get that club and sub, hit him with something on the feet, and snatch up that guillotine. I totally get it. Don't bet Rebecca, though. I mean, that line is ridiculous. But I'm going to take the huge underdog, man, to get it done. I think he totally has a better shot than 5-1, let alone 7-1. Okay, 5-1 now, but I mean 7-1 for Rebecca is just absurd for me. Can't play that. Dog or pass for me. Get it if you don't want to take the shot, but that line is too wide. Next up, we got two solid prospects here. We got Tabitha Ricci taking on Lupita Godinez. Tabitha, I've been super high on her, man. She's small for the weight class, but her wrestling is legit. Her jiu-jitsu is legit. Lupita Godinez, solid wrestler, super good wrestler, but her one loss, against Angela Hill, she just refused to wrestle. And, I mean, she went up in weight against Luana Carolina. That was a bad showing. There's been some rumors that she was injured for those, for the Angela Hill fight. I don't know if she was for the Carolina fight. It wasn't a good showing. We've seen some fight IQ issues. Why wasn't she wrestling? It wasn't an injury. Was it just bad fight IQ? I don't know. But in this fight, I've been super high on Tabitha Ricci. She's made me a lot of money, but I just feel like it's going to be tough for her to take down Lupita, who's also a really good wrestler and is just a bigger girl. And Lupita's going to have the striking advantage. Tabitha Ricci is a straight-up grappler, whereas Lupita does actually have good boxing. Stylistically, I gotta lean Lupita. When this fight first got booked, I thought I was gonna go Ricci. I don't like the fight IQ of Godinez. I've seen her just go out there and not grapple, but I don't really see Ricci just being able to take her down and control her. So, even if she takes her down, I think Lupita can get back up, and then she's got the boxing advantage. She's got the power advantage. So I'm gonna take Lupita Godinez. I haven't bet it. I don't know if I will, but I am looking at potentially betting her. It's just minus 165 on a girl I've seen go out there and just not use her advantages to win the fight is a little scary. But I will take Lupita Godinez. I'm going to take her by decision. I also meant to say earlier, I'm going to be looking at that Kong O Kong decision prop. Hasn't dropped yet, but I'm going to be looking at that. Typically a decision guy, I think he will probably win by decision, and that should be live. But give me Lupita Godinez by decision. I'll be taking a look at those props, but overall I probably won't bet it. If I was going with Ricci, the underdog money, but that fight's going to be close enough. So give me Godinez, no bet though. Next up, we got a fun fight. We got Steve Erceg taking on Alejandro Costa. Costa been looking good. I mean, he came in against Amir Albazi, and he got beat up pretty good. But I mean, Amir Albazi is a huge prospect, super legit. The only thing that scared me in that is the durability. I mean, we saw Costa get hurt a lot. And Erceg cracks, man. Erceg came in, fought David Dvorak, got the win, and he was a big underdog. Dvorak was ranked like top 10 in that fight, before that fight. So, that was a really good, my dog just scratching everywhere on the ground. But, what's that, buddy? Erceg, though, man, he really impressed me in that short notice fight, coming in, taking on David Dvorak. Kind of funny, he stepped up for Matt Schnell. And then, Matt Schnell pulling out of this fight as well. Just weird. But, this is going to be a crazy fight. I mean, both guys, Big finish upside. Both guys can crack. Both guys can grapple. Overall, though, man, I just feel like Urseg, he's got a little bit more pop in his shots. Well, I mean, even though Costa is a meatball, it probably looks like he hits harder. But Urseg, man, he can find the finish, and he's got a good amount of power with being able to just place his shots well. Good submissions. I mean, you look there, he's got a nice variety of different submissions. I think if he gets him to the ground, he's going to be the bigger, stronger guy. I don't know. I like Steve Urseg. He surprised me. I really liked how he looked in that last fight. And I'm going to say Urseg is going to take him down. And I don't know if it'll be a submission or a ground and pound, but I'm going to say Urseg gets him out of there. Give me Steve Urseg. I think he's the rightful favorite. This is going to be a close, good fight, but I do think, he can get on top. He can land some shots on the feet. And I'm going to take Steve Urseg. I'm going to take him. I'm going to lean submission, but could finish either way. Next up, we got Pat Sabatini taking on Diego Lopez. Lopez, man, he's like a little hidden gem. You guys love this guy. Big fan favorite, it seems, these days. But I get why. He's super fun to watch. Good striking, good submissions. Had a couple tough fights. I mean, beat Gavin Tucker. Came in and fought Movsar Evloev. I mean, just, impressive that he put up a solid fight in that. I like Lopez. I think he's super legit. I do think off his back, he's going to be throwing up submissions against Pat Sabatini. On the feet, he's going to have a striking advantage. Pat Sabatini has been finished. He has shown some holes in his striking and his defense. The thing is, I just think Pat Sabatini can get on top and can stay safe, avoid the submissions. I think he's the rightful favorite. I mean, it's a closely lined fight, but I think Sabatini should be the favorite. I think he has, just the safer path to victory. Just get on top, avoid the submissions. He's training over at Renzo Gracie. I mean, I know his jiu-jitsu is legit. I know he has the wrestling advantage. He's got to watch out for the submissions. He's got to get on that takedown early. In that first round, it's going to be dangerous for him on the feet. But I'm going to take Pat Sabatini. I'm going to take Pat Sabatini to win by decision. Not a huge finisher. He could find the submission, but I think he will win by decision. Give me Pat Sabatini. I might look to put him in I'd probably end up just betting him straight if I do. The line's fine as it is. No reason to parlay it. It's going to be close. If you're taking Lopez by sub or something, I could see it. Or probably just to play the inside the distance prop because Pat Sabatini has been knocked out. But I'm going to take Sabatini straight. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Matt Frevola taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit Saint-Denis came in as a big favorite. It's been bet down a little bit, but he's still over 2-1. And, I mean, I get it. He's been looking really good. He's got good grappling, super tough. I mean, what was that? Some just loud noise happened outside of my house. Sorry about that. But, obviously, in that Zaleski fight, I mean, that was insane. I mean, fight should have been stopped. I mean, we saw that. And he came back and Stolze, shout out to Stolze, that's my boy. Got the win, was able to get the finish. He's been looking great. 4 straight finishes, 3 subs, and a ground and pound finish. Matt Frevola, he has had durability problems in the past, but he's been looking great lately, finding the finish, 3 straight knockouts. Benoit Saint-Denis is hittable. We've seen that before. I think Frevola does have the overall power advantage, even though Benoit Saint-Denis has got some serious durability. It's pretty crazy. I mean, the god of war. He does have the wrestling advantage probably, the grappling advantage. But, Frevola's training over there. I mean, yeah, it's Gracie Tampa, but he's also over there with Aljo and, the New Jersey boys over there with just some straight killers, Marab and Matt Serra and those guys, Longo. The guy's super legit, super good power, super, just a dog on the feet, just goes for it, willing to take one, and it's been his downfall in the past sometimes, but I think he's a live dog, man. I'm going to be looking at Frevola by KO. I'm going to be looking at maybe just playing him straight. I like Frevola, man. I think I'm going with the underdog in this fight, man. I think Frevola will be the one to break the chin Saint Denis has been super durable, but I think that's going to run out here. I'm going to take Matt Frevola, first round KO. Saint Denis is a beast. I like the guy. He's super fun to watch, but I don't know. I see the underdog getting it done. I'm going to take Matt Frevola by KO, and I can't wait to see that fight, man. It could be fight of the night. Next up, we got Jessica Andrade taking on Mackenzie Dern. 3-4 years ago, I would have been all over Andrade. Short, lower center of gravity, good wrestling, super strong, going to be tough to take down. And Mackenzie Dern, a girl who had 0% takedown offense, takedown accuracy just a couple fights ago. Just straight jiu-jitsu, no wrestling. I got to say, man, her boxing, her striking has gotten a lot better. Clearly she's been working on that striking. She's been with Pereira, right? She's been working on that boxing, and it's gotten a lot better. She just had a fight with Angela Hill and outstruck her. Was able to outstrike her. Did some good work against Tisha Torres on the feet. Even though she lost the Marina Rodriguez fight, she showed some growth in that fight. And overall, I just have not liked how Andrade has looked lately. She has looked 1 foot out, 1 foot in. I think Mackenzie Dern takes her down one time or finds a way on the ground with Andrade one time, whether it's a guard pull, whether it's dragging her down from the clinch, whatever it may be. I think the fight is over if there's at least a minute and a half on the clock when she gets her to the ground. And on the feet, I think she can hold her own. I got to go Mackenzie Dern, man. It's just like, yeah, it's been win-loss, win-loss, win. And, if you're one of those bettors, I don't know how some people do that, or you're thinking Andrade to win 4 in a row or lose 4 in a row, they're not going to let that happen. She's not going to let that happen. I get those trains of thoughts, and I've seen those trains of thoughts on Twitter. But I got to go with the girl who has been looking better in her fights lately. The striking should be competitive enough, and if it goes to the ground, I think she will finish Andrade. Give me Mackenzie Dern by sub. I think she's going to get her out of there. I don't think they'll cut Andrade off 4 losses. I think they'll give her another chance, probably give her a nice easy bounce back, but I don't think this is it. Give me Mackenzie Dern by sub, and let's move on to the first title fight, the co-main. Leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments who you got. This is a banger fight, and I cannot wait. We got Sergey Pavlovich taking on Tom Aspinall. 2 big prospects of the heavyweight division. The most dangerous man in the heavyweight division taking on probably the most new age heavyweight we got. This dude's quick on his feet. He bounces around. He's a good boxer, good, kickboxer, good wrestler, good jiu-jitsu. He's good everywhere, man. This guy is super legit. Obviously been looking great in the UFC. Only lost that Curtis Blades fight where he blew his knee out in 10 seconds, and I did win money on that fight, but I felt guilty doing it. Aspinall's the more technical guy. If this goes into the later rounds, he's going to have the better gas tank. If he finds a way on top, we saw in Pavlovich's 1 loss, Alistair Overeem, a career striker and career kickboxer, made him look like an amateur on the ground. If Aspinall gets on top of him and there's time left on the clock, he's probably going to finish him or at least do some good work. Aspinall's the more skilled guy, the more technical guy. He's got more paths to victory, but yet I have this sneaking suspicion that Pavlovich is going to dead this dude in the first round. Aspinall coming in off the couch. I know he's training. I know he's staying active, but at least Pavlovich was slated to be the backup in a fight where he had to have known, his team had to have known there was a decent chance that Stipe John was going to pull out. Not that John's been a pull-out artist, but they're both older heavyweights, especially Stipe, obviously hasn't been active. I'm not saying either guy pulls out often, but it just, you'd be dumb to not be training, especially knowing what it could lead to if you step in and fight either Stipe or John. Now, it didn't work out like that, but I have a hard time believing he wasn't super prepared and ready to step in. I know Aspinall was training. I know he was getting some work in, traveling around. I've been watching his Instagram. I know he's been staying active. But it's just different when even if you were the backup, that there was a date in mind that you wanted to prepare your body for. And these are professional athletes at the end of the day. So I just have this sneaking suspicion Pavlovich is going to crash in a pocket and knock him out in the first 3 minutes. I know Aspinall, if it gets out of the first 2 rounds, it's going to be Aspinall. If it gets out of that first round or 2, maybe you're looking to live bet, even if it's just a hedge out. I get all that. Aspinall is the more skilled guy. He's going to be champ one day, in my opinion. But I just have this feeling that Pavlovich is going to get that early knockout. Give me Pavlovich, first round knockout. I'm going to be looking at some props. I might just play him straight. Probably take him by straight or KO because this is going to be a crazy fight. But if you got Aspinall, I don't blame you. He's the most versatile, technical fighter probably at heavyweight period, other than John Jones. But, he's the new age. He's only 30 at heavyweight. I mean, he could potentially fight another 10 years in this division. When he's fighting the top of the top already at 30, probably won't be in 10 years. But, he's here now, and he's got years to grow, and he's still getting better, and I think he will touch that belt. But I got Pavlovich getting it done on Saturday by knockout. Let's get into the main event. We got Yuri Prochazka taking on Alex Pereira. Cannot wait for this fight. This is a dream matchup. This is the shit that movies are made of. And I'm not trying to act. The co-main is absolute gas too. But this fight, man, you got like the samurai versus the Amazon warrior. Just insane. Yuri, a guy I honestly kind of slept on him when he first came to the UFC. You saw him. I took Volkan in that fight, and Volkan landed some good shots in that fight, man. Yuri is just eating punches with his face. And then in the next fight, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually 0-3 in betting Yuri fights, man. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Hey, he's got to be one of my worst bet fighters in MMA history. I faded him against Volkan, and it was looking good. Volkan was catching him with shots. I was thinking, okay, Yuri is literally headbutting Volkan's fists. He might get knocked out here. And nope, he knocks Volkan out. He is like the Driscus Duplessis of light heavyweight. It's insane. And then the Dominic Reyes fight, he gets caught several times. He eats that up kick and looks knocked out. And he finds the spinning elbow and knocks him out. In the Glover fight, he's 30 seconds away from losing a decision. He almost got finished several times in the fight. He was gassed out on his feet. And he finishes Glover by sub with 30 seconds. It's insane. He's got an insane run. He's the Driscus Duplessis of light heavyweight. But I just feel like Potan's going to catch him with a left hook and dead him. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. It's the striking defense. How many times can he play Russian roulette? How many times is it going to work out for him? We've seen him get knocked out before in the past, before he came to the UFC. His defense is not there. And I'm not going to lie, Pereira doesn't have the greatest defense either. He's more of like, both these guys are willing to eat one, which is not something you see a lot at light heavyweight. Pereira, obviously former middleweight champion. He's also a light heavyweight champion in Glory Kickboxing. This dude's striking is as high level as it gets. He's more of an offensively minded guy, though. I think, his leg kicks. His kicks in general. He's got awkward kicks. He's mostly known for his awkward leg kicks. Or, out of his kicks, he's mostly like, his leg kicks are so awkward. But even the way he throws body kicks, head kicks, it's all weird. He doesn't throw it traditionally. Obviously, there ain't nothing traditional about Prochazka. This is a crazy fight, man. It could go either way, and someone's probably getting knocked out. I'll be mostly shocked if this goes 25 minutes. Overall, I got to side with the guy who's just a little bit more technically sound. This is going to probably be a 25-minute, mostly on the feet. Maybe Prochazka will try to go for a takedown or two. It wouldn't be a bad idea. But overall, I think it's going to play out on the feet. I got to go with the guy who's shown at least better defense. Is his defense perfect? No, but Prochazka headbutts people's fists and still finds a way to finish them. Give me Alex Pereira to find the finish and finally end the luck, the insane luck of Pereira. No, it's more than luck. Obviously, the dude is an absolute wild man. It's just like to go in there and just eat shots at light heavyweight like Prochazka has done and still find a way to not only win, but win by finish. It's remarkable. Both these guys absolutely just as entertaining as it comes. But I'm going to go Alex Pereira by KO. Going to be a crazy fight, man. I cannot wait to see it. Also, not worth mentioning Yuri coming off the layoff, coming off the injury. Pereira been more active. Obviously, it wasn't super long ago that he got starched out cold, but, he did look good in his last fight. Got the win against Jan, a guy who's not easy to get the win on. Great fight here. Cannot wait. Fantastic main event. Give me Alex Pereira by knockout. And let's run through my picks real quick. We got Pereira, knockout. Pavlovich, knockout. Mackenzie Dern, sub. Frevola, knockout. Pat Sabatini, decision. Steve Erceg, submission. Lupita Godinez, decision. Gun to my head, I'll take Rebecca. Probably decision. But I'm going with it's dog or pass for me. I'm going to take Borchev by knockout. Jared Gordon by decision. Kung O Kong, decision. Joshua Van, knockout. And Jamal Emmers, decision. Those are my picks. Overall, for betting, I'm still waiting for the prop lines to drop. I'm thinking maybe Dern parlay, maybe Dern submission, Sabatini, maybe a 2-fighter parlay, Gordon, maybe a lot of these I haven't parlayed yet because the lines for Emmers, Gordon, Sabatini, Dern, the line's actually working towards my favor, so that's the only reason I haven't bet some of those yet. But Emmers, Gordon, Sabatini, Dern, those are like potential parlay pieces. I like maybe Frevola straight, maybe by knockout. I want to look at the props. I'm looking at maybe Kong by decision. Those are just where my head's at right now for bets. As far as the main and co-main, so tough. Maybe Pavlovich by knockout. Maybe Pavlovich first round knockout. Maybe Pereira by knockout. I'm waiting for these props to drop. Right now, the Pereira and Pavlovich knockout are like just their money line. So, I want to see if that gets a little better. If not, maybe I just take them straight. I don't know. I haven't made my bets yet, mostly because, like I said, the lines are still working towards my favor and the props haven't dropped. But I appreciate you guys. Those are my picks. Those are where my head's at as far as betting. Look out for my Twitter, which is going to be in the caption below, for my bets. I tweet them out always before the card. The good thing is if I do my video early is I get to give you guys my thoughts as early in the card so you don't miss the line. The bad thing is the props ain't out yet and I haven't made all my bets yet. But that's where my head's at. I appreciate you guys, man. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know where you're at betting-wise, who your most confident picks are. And don't forget, if you want to get in on the UFC 5 giveaway or you already have the game, you want to win some cash, still got, 7 times 7, that's a lot of math. $560 / 7 games out there to win. Good luck. Appreciate you. Enjoy the fights. Make some money. I will catch you guys for next week, but also I will see you guys. I'm dropping tons of content right now. Appreciate you. The caption will have the giveaways. It will also have my Twitch, my YouTube, where I've been streaming daily. I will catch y'all later on in the stream, and I'll be live for the fights. I'll catch you then. Peace.